see the Deadpool airlines from the real Deadpool. We are getting into it here.
Thank God.
Hephaestus game number 3 here on twitch.tv/The Rob and Dan Show. Battle on the dunes of the map. Oracle, tell us about it.
It's big. It's very open. Not a whole lot of cover. You have a couple of bits of cover to the northwest and off to the southeast with the Leviathan and the Ribs. Other than that, you have the dunes, and there's not a whole lot, so you oftentimes see a lot of sniping or trying to utilize the little cover there is to close distance.
We are getting into it here. Terminus S, the first ship for the Overwatch side of things, piloted by Vomact. We have the Carronade Artemis, the carrot setup on the front, with Banshee and Flare on the side. We also have a Goldfish, piloted by Ziam. It's the Finesse. Hwacha front, with Gat on the right, and Flamethrower actually on the left. I almost said Flare, but no, that's a Flamethrower. A Gat Flamethrower, extremely effective at brawling. Just swing that Gat, swing that Flamer, get some fire in between Hwacha bursts. Bam, you are good to go. Go ahead, Oracle.
And for the Deadpool army, we have the Deadpool Airlines 10 being piloted by the real Deadpool. On the front, Hades Echidna for a strong mid-range kill ship, and an Artemis on the flare port for support, already throwing out those flares into the clouds. And aboard the Grumble Bucket, a Pyramidium being piloted by Firaxis. We have an Artemis Banshee forward with another Banshee on the port and a flare to boot.
Firaxis, if you have not seen him pilot just yet, an exceptional new pilot to the community. He's really starting to make a name for himself, though, with the Deadpool Airlines group. Shots already going out from the Deadpool Airlines folks on Terminus S and Finesse. The Overwatch folks have taken up residence inside the Ribs, the big Ribs, for defensive cover. Not sure how effective this is going to be, though, especially since they need to deal with firing a Hwacha out from between them.
Hwacha is way out of range.
Yeah.
It's not going to land. I think the Hwacha has a range. I'd like to estimate about 1 kilometer with heavy clip that you can land accurately, but then it pops after that. I think that's about the range. Like, they're going to have to move up. This battleship, like, there's not going to be any cover if they try to close distance. And there aren't going to be any clouds, really, that'll help them out. There will be one. It's kind of off in the distance. It might give them a little bit of cover. Here they go. They're going to try to use the battleship a little bit, but it's not going to give them much. Banshee, a little bit off the mark.
I am surprised it isn't landing. Banshee is pretty easy to hit, even with it mid-range. Terminus S is starting to take a little bit of fire. It looks like it's going to be absorbing the fire for the Finesse. Both Overwatch ships are heading straight for the Grumble Bucket. This is going to give the Deadpool Airlines 10 an opportunity, though, to lay down some very serious Hades and flak fire. Oh, that Hwacha burst completely missed the Grumble Bucket. Very poor job by the Overwatch folks to get those shots down and on target.
That being said, that is a pretty distant target. It's going to be hard to land.
That's true. That is very true. And the Finesse was in motion, which makes
Deadpool Airlines. Yeah, Deadpool Airlines had a nice shot on the broadside of the Terminus and the Finesse. Terminus does not want to allow that, though, and so it's closing distance. Echidna coming out. We're going to need to see some more Hades shots coming in. They have just a moment. They're backpedaling. Right now, Terminus in the clouds. Not a big deal, though. Banshee coming out. Let's see, was that the Grumble Bucket firing those?
Grumble Bucket is sending in support fire. Deadpool Airlines...
That's accurate. Wow.
They're actually laying some pretty serious fire on the Terminus S. Their armor is hurting. They do have some fires starting all over the deck. Deadpool Airlines is doing everything in its power to keep the Terminus S away from it, because I do believe they know that carrot setup, the Carronade and Artemis, is just so disable friendly. Once they get in close, Terminus S is going to eat them alive. Carronade is already eating the Deadpool Airlines. Balloon has been damaged, but it's not enough to break any components just yet. Meanwhile, the Finesse is swung in right in front of Deadpool, but only one component is taken out.
Yep, and that's the Hades. Not going to be doing much right now. Finesse gets rammed. Armor not looking great. Echidna too close for the burst, but it still takes the Finesse down to about 3/4. Grumble Bucket going to take him down to half. Grumble Bucket in a really, really nice position to potentially finish off the Finesse. And they don't have, well, they have chem spray cycles going, but the armor's down. Big ram. Going to go into the balloon, though, and it's going to throw their guns out of arc. Finesse just barely managing to dodge a bullet there.
This is a very tough situation for Overwatch. I feel they were a little over-aggressive there, chasing the Deadpool Airlines. Deadpool was able to quickly and easily draw them out. into an overreach situation, and now the Finesse is absolutely in a horrible situation where its butt is getting repeatedly blown off.
Terminus S within arming time of the Deadpool, but the Deadpool says that's okay. It just wants to make sure that his guns are in arc. Finesse lands a lot of shots on the Terminus S. Body blocked a lot of them. Deadpool Airlines a bit close to really do any damage. Gatling going down on the airlines now, but Grumble Bucket is right there for a little bit of defense. However, Terminus S in a good spot.
They're going to lay it down on the Deadpool Airlines from the looks of things. They are going to put pressure on Deadpool himself, but their ally goes down. First kill goes to Deadpool.
And now the Terminus S in a bad spot. Deadpool Airlines is backed up enough to get the Hades bursting. Terminus trying to close distance, but the Grumble Bucket coming in with that Banshee. Any fires? Just one. Just one on... it's not a big deal.
I do believe Vom has made the choice to get out of dodge as best it can, but it's going to eat some very serious Hades flak fire on the way. Its perma hull rather is hurting pretty bad. So if any of those flak shots get through the armor, I'm not sure Terminus S is going to survive.
Hades coming out. I mean, I understand the idea behind it, but I really do object to this double Banshee. I mean, with the popularity of Chem Spray, I think it's just too bold right now. I mean, you're going to have so much Chem Spray that a lot of the disabling power from it just isn't there. I think it works as a port side gun. I think it's fine, but I would much rather see a Carronade or something of that ilk.
The Banshee isn't in a great situation right now to be a main weapon. It's a great support weapon, but as a main weapon, it doesn't function well enough.
It's working for them okay, though. We saw that Deadpool Airlines somehow managed to sort of drag that conflict out, and that allowed the Banshee to still light a couple of fires. I mean, I gotta say, I am impressed with Overwatch's ability to keep Chem Spray cycles going, even in such a long engagement. That's hard to do. You know, they got the Chem Spray on the important components. Good on them. But not a whole lot to show for it. I mean, both of the Deadpool Army ships are at full. This is looking to be a potential upset, a big one.
Now, one thing Deadpool Airlines are both doing right now that I really like is they are keeping at maximum altitude, which means the Terminus S is going to be a lot less effective on them. Although the Carronade is good at breaking other things and doing damage to armor and hull, it can be all right at that. Its primary objective, if you have a Carronade on your ship, is to pop balloons. It is immensely good at popping balloons. If they stay as high as they are, if they stay at the altitude they are, Deadpool Airlines and the Grumble Bucket are going to be relatively immune to grounding out. They simply won't. They're just too high up.
Finesse taking some fire. I feel like Deadpool Army is just playing smarter right now. I really think it's that simple.
They are.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of the Watch Fish in this situation. I mean, I feel like the Hades and Echidna can counter it pretty well. I
think a Lumberfish actually would have been a little more effective in this situation.
I'm going to agree with you on this one, especially because these teams are, like right now, you see the Deadpool Army, they have the advantage, and they're just going to play safe. And they can do it. Watcher comes out. Out of range.
on a map like this, a Lumberfish combined with a Hades Artemis Pyramidion would actually have been very effective. Extremely effective.
Yeah.
We need to see some aggression from the Finesse and the Terminus S in the situation. We need to see them break up the formation that the Deadpool Airlines folks have gotten themselves into, and that they're pretty comfortable in. They're sitting very high. They're relatively immune to any balloon popping shenanigans that might happen. They're sitting actually at the max altitude that any ships can generally sit at, I do believe. I'm gonna correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, they're sitting at the flight ceiling. They're hanging out. Hades coming out. Finesse looking for those watches.
Ooh,
they land pretty well. They land pretty well, but don't disable anything of much import. They disable the Artemis, but I feel like at this range, Watcha disables aren't going to be that big of a deal. Like, just because, unless the Finesse really, throws that kerosene into the engines hard.
It looks like that's what they're doing. Deadpool Airlines kerosening backwards,
Assessed.
forwards,
Terminus S coming in, but it's getting ignored. They want the finesse. Ram goes out. That's going to stop the finesse in its tracks, and the Grumble Bucket gets to keep its arcs. Finesse's armor is on fire. There's no chem spray on it. This is a huge mistake. Watcher comes out, gets some nice disables on the Grumble Bucket, but the Deadpool Airlines is still there. Echidna bursting. A hull down very low. Armor's back up. And the Deadpool Airlines is going to need the assistance of the Grumble Bucket to bring that armor back down and get the kill.
Minor problem on the Deadpool Airlines. The engines have pretty much been taken out on that ship so far.
Ooh.
Finesse getting a great launcher burst.
Like, huge mistake. Grumble Bucket did not turn fast enough to get its arcs back in the finesse. Armor's burning away again, though. Terminus S gets a big ram.
Good ram kill. Good
Deadpool Airlines goes down, and now the Grumble Bucket has got to finish off the finesse quick, or it's got to get out of there. I don't think it can really escape from this. If it shows its rump to the finesse, yeah, they're going to lose their engines if they try to run.
It looks like Grumble Bucket, though, is the one running. Instead, Finesse going to swing that Watcher around.
Here it comes.
We need to see that Watcher burst. Burst ammo loaded. Grumble Bucket loses all of its engines while they had Moonshine loaded.
Yep, Grumble Bucket needed to stay in that fight and needed to keep going. Deadpool Airlines spawns in, though. Deadpool Airlines knows that they are fighting in their spawn right now. It's coming in behind the finesse. It might get a little bit too close. It's too close for arming time on the finesse, and it's going to have trouble taking this thing down. There's the ram, goes into the balloon. Finesse looking like it's going to be okay. Terminus S following the Grumble Bucket down. There's the nose cone bump, throws him right into the dunes, and now it's going to turn back around. It does have hydrogen. It's going to burn it most likely to hit the Deadpool Airlines. Finesse still doing just fine. Huge mistake getting in too close to that Hades there. They needed that burst damage.
That was absolutely insane. Again, both these teams are playing exceptionally well. Minor mistakes on both sides of things.
Oh, Finesse!
Ooh.
One more Echidna would have done it. The Hades was just accurate enough, but it's going to live. Armor's back up. Terminus S going to be the target now. Trying to close distance on the airlines. No disable on the Terminus S, though. Or I should say none of its guns are going to get disabled. There's the Hades. Deadpool Airlines backpedaling very hard. Hades going into the hull.
Grumble Bucket has spawned back in. It is hauling to try and get to the fight here. I'm not sure why they're not burning kerosene or moonshine or something in the engines to get them moving faster. If they don't get into this fight, it's quickly going to be 3-1 in favor of Overwatch. Deadpool Airlines still reeling backwards, trying to deal with the carrot as best they can, but it's not happening. A Goomba Stomp attempt by Terminus S does not work out. Burst ammo coming out from the, oh my goodness, Watcha. Finesse takes out every single gun on Deadpool Airlines. They're still bumping around a bit, though.
They still have their engines. They're still in this. Terminus S, though, looking to get those Banshee shots onto the engine column. Finesse's armor, it's holding, but the Grumble Bucket is going to get Artemis arcs on it right now. Deadpool Army too close for the Hades. Watcher comes out, disables the last little bit, hits a light engine. Light engine is down, and now the Terminus S coming around from behind. Armor is down. Hull's taking hits. Terminus S has a big opportunity here. Gets the ram, brings the armor back down low again. Armor's
We're gonna
down.
see double ram. Finesse is coming in, trying to get that watch into
There
armor.
it is.
Quick nose bump. Gets the kill. 3-1 in favor of Overwatch.
That was some nice coordinated ramming. That is when ramming really is an effective strategy. Now the Grumble Bucket in a lot of trouble. I think the Deadpool Army has just made one too many mistakes here.
This, I can't even say that. This has been so close. This has been
Watcher goes
so
out.
very close. I feel like though the Deadpool Airlines folks have fallen into a little bit of a meat grind scenario. I think they assumed because they were fighting in their spawn, they could just spawn back in and bam, 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 get a kill real quick. That hasn't happened yet. It's now 3-1. Grumble Bucket could go down here. It has nothing left. 4-1 in favor of Overwatch. This has turned into a little bit of a rout.
Yep, Gatling crumbles it down 4-1 in the favor of Overwatch, bringing it back from 1-0 at the very beginning. It was looking a little bit dicey, but now Deadpool Army has just made too many mistakes. I think
Deadpool Airlines.
I think the Airlines has just every time it tried to engage, it was getting too close. Like, it was doing okay, but then it got so close that it didn't have the burst damage, and that was it every time. Deadpool Airlines gets its front guns disabled as the Terminus S and the Finesse try to do what little they can with what hull they have left.
This is, oh my goodness. Again, this has been such a close matchup. DPA versus Overwatch.
Overwatch trying to close this one out. They just see one kill, and it looks like they've chosen the Grumble Bucket as their target. Deadpool Airlines backing up, keeping the burst range on the Terminus Est. It's Armor's doing okay, though. They want to get the Ram. Deadpool Airlines gets disabled by the Hwacha, though. Grumble Bucket has a chance here. Right now, it has the Banshee and Arc, but they're not getting the shots they need. Terminus Est rises up. Deadpool Airlines getting the... Whoa, Echidna goes out.
Great
Armor was just taking too many hits. Armor is taking too many hits. Deadpool Airlines, though, eating the Hwacha. Finesse going to hit both targets with it. Deadpool Airlines hitting its ally, because why not?
That was some fantastic. That was some fantastic attrition damage coming out from the Deadpool Airlines. Yeah, it took a death or two, but they finally got them ground down. I think this is quickly going to be 4-3 in favor of Overwatch. Deadpool Airlines still has an opportunity to come back here. They are definitely forcing Finesse backwards. Grumble Bucket is trying to slow them down and keep them disabled as best they can. Echidna shots and Hades shots coming out from the Deadpool Airlines 10.
Armor's burning.
Fire. Look at
There's
how
the
accurate
Banshee.
that fire. Wow.
Yep, Deadpool Airlines. I mean, when you have a ship that's just backing up straight backwards like that, not too difficult to land those shots. Right now, we're looking at 15 minutes remaining. 4-3, still in favor of Overwatch. That last engagement definitely didn't go the way of Overwatch, but they were very low on permahull. They didn't have a whole lot to work with. And I think that we may see this next engagement go a little bit differently. All they need to do
They had a really good meat grind running. They had a really good meat grind running. They weren't able to finish the deal off, though. Deadpool was able to get his team routed back together, organized, and got some kills off. That's what's important. It's now 4-3 in favor of Overwatch. That means all Deadpool has to do is kill both Overwatch ships once, and they win. But if the Overwatch ships even get a single kill, it's already over.
When you get this close to the end, yeah, Deadpool Army is in a very dicey situation, but this is still anyone's game. Deadpool Army playing defensively. Considering,
though, DPA up until this point was 0-2, and having lost to teams, who did they lose to? They lost to the Riders first week. That's understandable. Riders a very good team, as is Overwatch. They also lost to the Merry Men week 2. Now, Merry Men having a little bit of organizational trouble, but they did a very good job against DPA. They have seriously, the Deadpool Airlines folks have really put things together well this week, and they're fighting a darn good match.
Definitely. I still think we're seeing the residual effects of the Metamidian metagame. Like the Hades Echidna just getting in too close to actually do anything of merit. Like that's been the big mistake. Ooh, Hades lands though. It's accurate on the Finesse. Terminus Est rising up, not going to be able to body block it all. There's the mallet whack, but they have a minute to rip through that armor. Grumble Bucket moving in. Terminus Est wants to go in on the Deadpool Airlines. Looks like they're splitting their targets. The Terminus Est is eating a lot of damage. It's closing in though. Hades still in burst range. Can they get the armor down? Grumble Bucket gets disabled massively. Right now, Finesse definitely getting the better of the Grumble Bucket right now. And it's going to come down to the Deadpool Airlines and the Terminus Est. Deadpool backing up, but it's going to hit the trade winds. It's stuck against the side of the map.
I understand what Overwatch is doing. They want to make sure disables are going out everywhere, but I really think they should just focus on a single ship at this point. Terminus Est eating some fire there and some bumps from the Deadpool Airlines 10. Finesse really just having a field day right now with the Grumble Bucket. Not too terribly much damage.
Not anymore.
From them.
Not anymore.
Oh,
they missed the chem spray cycle. They missed the chem spray cycle on the armor. And now it is burning away. Grumble Bucket looking to finish off the Finesse. Armor not looking great. Fire stacks still there. Hulls exposed. Double Banshee might be too much, Dan.
This could be a situation where the attrition damage from the Banshees is enough to finish off a goldfish of all things. Engines on the Finesse looking very poor. Last one burning away. Armor burning away. Guns are not in the best of situation. Armor repeatedly goes down, comes back up instantly. Deadpool Airlines has refocused on the Finesse, ignoring the Terminus Est. Balloon goes down in the Deadpool Airlines, though. They are going to take a sand bath from the looks of things.
Terminus Est switching targets a little bit, using that carronade on the Grumble Bucket. Not able to bring down the Balloon, though. The Grumble Bucket still having a little bit of trouble taking down the Finesse. They've learned their lesson. They don't want to allow that hull to catch fire, but there it is! Hull's on fire again! The engines are not looking great. The Grumble Bucket is going to finish off the Finesse if something does not happen.
Terminus Est and Deadpool Airlines still duking it out. Finesse
Balloon?
trying to throw out Hwacha shots to support the Terminus Est, but extremely inaccurate. Deadpool Airlines, though, does have all of its guns disabled. Balloon goes down as well. They need to get the balloon up. They need to get those front guns up, although they aren't doing too terribly much, all things considered. Finesse is grounding out, though, from the Grumble Bucket.
It's the Banshee.
Oh, my goodness.
Banshee might be enough. Balloons back up just in time. Armor back up as well.
Flares!
Banshee coming out. Finesse not looking great. Deadpool Airlines 10 coming in, trying to finish it off. Goes over it. The Finesse has a bit of a chance to come back here as the Terminus Est tries to pop the balloon to the Grumble Bucket. The Grumble Bucket has come very down low to the dunes, and this may be the chance that Overwatch needs. Balloons down on the Finesse once again. Grumble Bucket doing just fine. Terminus Est cannot quite make anything happen. Deadpool Airlines 10 switching targets to the Terminus Est, but the burst damage is not there.
I think it's a great idea for Deadpool Airlines. Finesse is going to take a few minutes to get back into perspective.
There it is.
Here. They are in range. Terminus Est is taking the full brunt of those Hades and flag shots. Armor is down.
There it is.
They get the kill. It's 4-4.
Oh, but now, right now, over the Deadpool Airlines in a bit of a scary situation. The spawn is going to be good for Overwatch, I think. Overwatch does have the red spawn up to the north, but the Finesse is going down too quick. Armor is not down. They just need one more shot. Armor comes back up a split second before they get hit. Terminus S spawns in, but it's on the wrong side of the map. Red does have the south spawn. Hull burns away.
Oh my god.
One more will do it. Armor back up. It's going to go down. There it is.
God.
Deadpool Army wins 5-4. I don't think anybody saw this coming.
It's
Holy cow. Excuse me.
Wow, I predicted that one wrong.
That.
Great job on both sides.
Wow.
That was insane.
No way. No way. No way.
Oh my god.
I mixed up my spawns. I thought the red spawn had north.
No.
No, I'm wrong.
Great job by both teams. Both teams fought their hearts out, but Deadpool Airlines was able to scrap and claw their way to victory 5-4.